U.S. Navy to send 2 air carriers and several warships to South China Sea amid Beijing's drills in area. The U.S. Navy will send 2 aircraft carriers and several accompanying warships to the South China Sea in the coming days to participate in a military exercise. The USS Nimitz and USS Ronald Reagan carrier strike groups are conducting dual carrier operations in the Philippine Sea and South China Sea, said Lieutenant Joe Jaley, a spokesman for the 7th Fleet. Operating 2 carrier strike groups in the Philippine Sea and South China Sea provides advanced training opportunities for our forces and provides combatant commanders with significant operational flexibility should those forces be called upon in response to regional situations. The presence of 2 carriers is not a response to any political or world events. This advanced capability is one of many ways the U.S. Navy promotes security, stability, and prosperity throughout the Indo-Pacific. The exercise is long planned but comes as China conducts military drills of its own in the area, near the contested Paracel Islands, exercises that have been criticized by the U.S. and other countries. The Wall Street Journal first reported the carrier's participation in the coming exercise. America agrees with our Southeast Asian friends. The PRC's People's Republic of China military exercise in disputed waters of the South China Sea is highly provocative. We oppose Beijing's unlawful claims. Period. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted on Friday. The Pentagon said in a statement that China's military exercises are the latest in a long string of PRC actions to assert unlawful maritime claims and disadvantage its Southeast Asian neighbors in the South China Sea. The Paracel Islands are claimed by China, Vietnam and Taiwan, and the U.S. has long said Beijing has militarized the islands in the South China Sea via the deployment of military hardware and construction of military facilities. The U.S. Navy occasionally challenges Beijing's claims to the islands by conducting so-called freedom of navigation operations, most recently in May. Officials said the U.S. exercises will not be conducted close to any of the contested islands in the region. While the U.S. Navy routinely operates in the area, the operation of 2 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, the USS Nimitz and USS Ronald Reagan, represents a significant show of force and comes amid heightened tensions between Washington and Beijing over a number of areas, including Hong Kong. On Friday, Beijing rejected the Pentagon's criticism of Chinese military exercises in the South China Sea, blaming non-regional countries for affecting the region's stability. The Wall Street Journal has cited Strike Group Commander Rear Admiral George M. Wikoff as saying that the U.S. Navy is sending 2 aircraft carriers to the South China Sea to take part in a military drill. The USS Nimitz and USS Ronald Reagan, as well as several accompanying ships, are due to arrive in the area later on Saturday, according to Wikoff. The Rear Admiral added that the drills were not a response to those currently being carried out by Beijing in the South China Sea, and earlier slammed by the Pentagon as counterproductive to efforts at easing tensions and maintaining stability. The presence of two carriers is nonsense to any political or world events. This advanced capability is one of many ways the U.S. Navy promotes security, stability, and prosperity throughout the Indo-Pacific. The statement comes after Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian rejected the U.S. Department of Defense's criticism of Beijing's drills in the South China Sea, which he said are being conducted within the scope of China's sovereignty. The remarks followed the Pentagon saying in a statement on Thursday that China's military exercises are the latest in a long string of PRC People's Republic of China actions to assert unlawful maritime claims and disadvantage its Southeast Asian neighbors in the South China Sea. U.S. Secretary of State Pompeo, for his part, described the Chinese drills as highly provocative, tweeting that the U.S. opposes Beijing's unlawful claims to the South China Sea. Apart from China, the Spratly Islands and Paracel Islands, which are among the more frequently disputed territories in the South China, are also claimed by the Philippines, Vietnam, Brunei, Malaysia, and Taiwan. China has exerted de facto control over the Paracels since 1974. The U.S. has no claims to the territories, but its Navy occasionally challenges Beijing by conducting so-called freedom of navigation missions in the South China Sea. This draws harsh criticism from Beijing, which rejects such operations as provocations.